I Rock 93.5. What's up? It is Ryan with you, and I got a special guest in studio. Just drove in here, wanted to stop in and say hi. Kurt Deimer, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you, man?
Yeah, you're just
hey,
like,
everybody.
I'm in the neighborhood. Let's just stop in.
Yeah. I'm just passing through Davenport, and you guys have been so good to Kurt Deimer and our music, and I just wanted to stop in, say hello, and talk to the fans, and hopefully continue to promote our music on your station.
Yeah, for sure. So for those that are just kind of stumbling onto the podcast or the story here about this, and might not be familiar with you yet, what's kind of that 30-second pitch of this is who I am, this is what we're about as a band?
Kurt Deimer is the band, and that's my name, and I'm the front man of the band. I'm also an actor. I have 4 movies coming out now. I was in Halloween 2018, and I'm just creating every day, and I do this for the people because I love people and humanity, and I'm trying to convey the message that everybody just treat each other with respect and kindness and peace and love everywhere I play. That
right there is the message that needs to keep getting out for sure.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, and
it is.
I want people to know through my art and what I'm creating, whether you like it or not, it's great. I mean, we all don't like the same topping on our pizza, but I just want to keep promoting that kindness and peace and just treat each other with respect and have some common sense, and that's really what I'm all about, and the world needs that. So
I mean, we could talk about pineapple on pizza if you want, but
no, see, I don't like that, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna say mean things to you on the internet about it.
Perfect,
that's my point,
Exactly.
You like it or you don't. I like double pepperoni and jalapeno.
Oh yeah, the jalapeno is good too. All right, we're getting off topic here. You got me hungry.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And I do want to talk more about the movies as well. But first, let's dive into the music, because you said you just got done playing Sioux Falls with Tesla. So I mean, you're out there. You're already
right.
You're playing with bands like that already out there.
Yeah, we are, and we've done a lot with Tesla over the last couple years. I've been on tour with Skid Row, Buckcherry. My first tour ever, my first show ever was touring with Jeff Tate from Queensryche. We've been out with Drowning Pool. We've done a lot. Texas Hippie Coalition, but a lot of Tesla shows, and I thank them so much for the opportunity, because all of our shows are electric and we get lots of new fans. And in fact, we've got one more show with them on the 28th of August, not too far from here, the DeCoin, Illinois, the state fair.
Yeah.
So we'll be out there. You guys come on down and check us out. We're a 45-minute set right before Tesla. But, yeah, they've been great to me. And, we've been touring only about 3 years now, but we've been grinding it out because that's the only way to do it. You have to grind it.
It is. It is a grind. Every band that we bring in here, we just had the Funeral Portrait in here a couple days ago, and they're like, yeah, we're on the road 290 days this year. Yep.
It's so true. And, Josh Todd, Buckcherry, they're always touring over 200 times a year, shows a year.
But like you said to start, though, I mean, you want to make that connection with fans.
Right.
And it's something, and it's interesting because you have both. It's something you can do as a musical artist,
right?
Whereas a movie, it's harder to make that connection. You're not. Yeah. Most movie stars aren't showing up at theaters in Davenport, Iowa, to do interviews and stuff like that.
No,
as a music, you can do that.
No, you can do that, and we are working on a plan with my movies coming out as they get released in theaters that we'll do a tour around that. And I'd like to go into, all the towns and see all the people, because it's all about the people. After all my sets, I go out to the merch booth, and I'm there as long as the line is, hour, whatever, and I'll sign, do pictures, whatever you want, because without all of you guys, I'm not, what's the point of doing what I'm doing? And I'll never forget that, and I will always do that, no matter how big we get over the years. So,
and you're doing it for the fans, but at some point, you were a fan of somebody, and obviously you still are, but you were a fan of somebody that got you into this. What were those influences that said, I want to be up there doing that too?
Well, when I was young, once my parents started letting me go to concerts, I think Jackson Browne was my first one, then Charlie Daniels Band, then I saw Iron Maiden before Bruce. I saw Ozzy with Randy Rhoads. I saw Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio. I love Cheap Trick, Rush. So I went to all these concerts that were, big spectacles, back in the day, the 70s, 80s. And I just said, if I could do that one day, how amazing would that be? But, also at the same time back then I had anxiety and panic disorder, and I could never have done it because once I got on stage with everybody looking at me, I would have freaked out. Yeah. So, but, now that I've grown and figured out issues in my life and overcome all the adversity that I have, I love it. I mean, I cannot wait. And when I'm not playing, it's kind of sad. I'd rather be on the road, meeting new people. I think it's important. You and I, we could have done this over the phone or on a Zoom call, but it's important for me to go and see and really show people who Kurt Deimer is, because you can't really figure that out with social media posts and YouTube videos and stuff. Sure. You got to see me in person to see I'm chill, laid back, and I just love people.
Yeah, and I mean, it's obviously how we all stay connected. I mean, social media is there for that, and
right.
That's all great. But yeah, the face to face, whether it's on the stage or at the merch booth, like you said, that's obviously what makes the difference. So you mentioned like all the bands that you were out there that you played with and everything like that, and one of them was friends of ours that we've had here in town a couple times over the past, I think, 6 years. Buckcherry.
Yep.
You have something you're working on with those guys, don't you?
Yeah. We were just out with Steel Panther and Buckcherry, crossed Canada for the second time. We went across Canada with Sebastian Bach last fall. And I was at one of the stops. I found my little favorite spots when I can find it. And the casino had where you could smoke in the casino because I like to smoke. And I'm sitting there with Buckcherry's tour manager because we all get along real well, both our road crews. We've done a lot of really good shows together. And I just made the comment, I'd sure love to do a collab with Josh, because Josh and I are both very quiet on the road. We stick to ourselves, and we're not involved in all that. I don't like to go sightsee. I like to go to the local pub after the show or whatever and meet fans. But
sure.
During the day, I'm in show mode. So we get to the last stop on the tour with them in Steel Panther. I think we were just with Buckcherry. We were just with Buckcherry at this point, and it was actually in Minnesota. And Josh and I passed outside in the backstage and all that. And Josh says, we got to talk about it, because by then my tour manager had been told by theirs that Josh would want to do a song. So Let me say, so Josh and I passed, exchanged numbers. He said, let's talk. I sent him the song that was originally called He Was Good to Me. I wrote it back in 19 with my original writing partner, Ben Trexel, and Josh and I kept talking via text before we got managers involved. And he said, I love the song. It's a banger. I love the riff, but I'm not going to do it unless I can write the lyrics the way I want them.
Oh.
So that's how it came about. And now it's called In Deep. And we met at Chris Lord Alge's studio in L.A. A little over a month now, maybe a little longer, and cut the vocals together and music I had already done. And then a few days later, we shot a music video for it, and it's going to come out as our big single here by September 15th or before, so stay tuned. But I think hopefully we can give them a little sneak peek.
Yeah. And that's fun. You never know how those collabs come together like that.
Yeah.
It
was amazing. I didn't know. I didn't really think, but you never know until you ask. And we've done so many great shows together, and he was awesome, man. We now developed an even better friendship, and I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future. But it's people like that, or Jeff Tate collabing with me, that really helps you get noticed and your art noticed on a faster pace.
It is. There's a lot of them out there, but I understand why they're out there, because like you said, you might not know who Kurt Deimer is,
right?
But then you go, oh, well, I know this person, and if he likes them, then so it definitely is something that can help that, and make it grow faster.
Right,
sure.
and the song, I just knew the song. I've always loved the song and the riff and just how powerful it is. But I also knew that something had to change, that it wouldn't resonate with folks on radio and the fans. And I knew Josh's voice was perfect for that. He does his thing, I do my thing. We're both unique, and the blend is just turned out great.
I was going to say, I mean, for those listening, I think they can clearly tell that you've got the bass part covered.
I do the low. I always tell people on stage when I introduce the band after we play our cover of Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar, I'm like, Marco, he does all the high, Marco Pera, my lead guitarist, and I'm just do the low and just sing the weird-ass way I sing, and that's the way I do it.
Well, it's funny that you bring up Have a Cigar because, as I'm kind of going through deeper into the catalog, I'm seeing ones and listening to ones that I know I've heard before, but I'm like, oh, let's look at this one here because covering Pink Floyd is not something that you do lightly.
No. That kind of launched it all, though, when I took my demo out to L.A. right before COVID in 2020. I got a little studio, rented a house so I could have a studio and just really see if I could make this thing work after Ben and I put all these songs together. And Chris Lord-Alge just called to see if he'd mix it by chance because it needed a remix. And, it's pretty raw still. And he actually said yes. Then COVID hits. Then him and I go out to dinner a few weeks later and have become like best friends. And just we do stuff together just like family would. And we're all about family. We go on trips, go see concerts. So I'm amazed that even happened. So, and then Ben wanted me to do Have a Cigar cover, and he had arranged some music for it, and I just wasn't seeing it. I can't sing like that. Yeah. And Chris said, oh, no, there's a way we're going to do this to really get you noticed, and he just turned it into where it would be powerful with my voice, and we just turned it into our own version, which is really all I would ever do on covers now anyways. And we have a Cigar, and that's kind of how it all began. And that's how I met Phil X. He did the guitar solo and the guitars on it. Then we shot a music video for it. Then he toured with me. So I've been very blessed to have some pretty big people in the music industry embrace me and get behind me.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard the song before, go watch it with the music video because it's a fun video too.
Yeah, it's got Phil X in it, Brian Tishy on the drums, Steve Ferlazzo, who's Avril Lavigne's music director and keyboardist on the keys, and it's pretty badass.
Yeah, no, it's a cool one for sure. All right, we do have to take some time here to go away from music because you already brought up the movies and things like that. Before we get to the ones that you're working on, I'm sure you made a lot of people interested when you mentioned Halloween because this is, a rock station and these people love their horror movies. So
yeah.
What did you do on that one?
Well, Halloween was in 2018. It was coming off my first movie when I got discovered, which I didn't ever think I'd be an actor, never had a clue. I was doing a cameo in Trading Paint with John Travolta and Shania Twain with my oil brand, Starfire. And they offered me a speaking role. I joined SAG, and all of a sudden I'm getting directed and working out a scene with John Travolta and Toby Sebastian from Game of Thrones. So check out Trading Paint. That's the first one that came out. Then Halloween, a couple months later, I get asked to be in Halloween and get killed by Michael Myers, and I'd have a line in the movie as the teller. And I'm like, the Jamie Lee Curtis, the original, the sequel to the real original, because there's been a lot in between.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and I didn't know so I didn't know how I was going to get killed or anything. But now I know why, because they put a prosthetic on my face. It took about 3 hours to put it on. They figured, he won't even know the difference. So Christopher Nelson, who did the mask, he's prolific. He's putting it on. I end up in all these prosthetic magazines, and my death scene becomes one of the best in the original franchise ever. And gets a lot of publicity. I'm on the red carpet out in L.A. in October when it comes out, walking around with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm like, what is happening
Right.
to me in my life? So check out 2018 Halloween. I'm the teller. The teeth come out of my mouth. I get zipped up in the body bag, and me and Michael Myers are really good friends now. James, Jude, Courtney, and got to spend a day together. So that's how that movie's out. And
So, real quick, you mentioned that it took 3 hours to get this prosthetic.
3
on
hours,
you.
yeah.
So 3 hours, and then after the 3 hours, how long did the actual shoot take?
I was in it all day with a blanket over my head, sipping cans of Coke through a straw so I could get it into my mouth. Wow. Couldn't eat. I had to lay in that position on the table for about 4 hours. And they wanted to, they were going to move me because they didn't want, they're very aware of making sure that the actors are not in any pain or anything.
Sure.
And it was very uncomfortable, but I said, you can't move me. The teeth came out of my mouth. They're laying on the counter. If I change positions, there's not going to be continuity. So I just laid there like that for about 4 hours. They're taking hundreds of photos. And then when I was done with the scene and I could finally move, David Gordon Green, the director, he was going to put a dummy and zip it up on the gurney in the body bag. And I said, David, I have no problem laying on the gurney, zip it up. You can see the face.
Yeah.
It'll be real. And it ended up making that into the movie too, and got a big standing ovation at the end, and went home. And in October it comes out, and here I am.
That's awesome. all the glam of a movie star is sitting in a prosthetic, laying on the ground for 4 hours. There you go.
It's crazy, but it's I love it. It's I never even crossed my mind. I did dream of music. Never thought I'd be, but then once I got that taste of it, now I can't stop, and now there's all kinds of projects coming my way.
So you mentioned you have 4 other ones in the works. I mean, which ones are they that you can tell us about, I guess?
Well, they're all feature films, and they're going to come out in theaters here soon. The first one will be Scared to Death, that I star in as a horror icon called the Grog. So you'll be seeing a lot of Grog stuff, and it's kind of my alter ego. But I star in that alongside Bill Moseley, who was in Devil's Rejects, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And, he's been in Texas Chain, all kinds of movies. He's amazing. And I actually modeled a character in another movie I have coming out, Hellbilly Hollow, where I'm a horror duo, and I'm play Bull, the psychotic brother of my deformed brother, Tickles. So Bull and Tickles create a lot of chaos, and it's a franchise that I started and I star in. And also in Scared to Death that's coming out, Lynn Shay from Insidious and Something About Mary and Kingpin, she stars in it. So it's the 3 of us starring in it with the rest of a great cast, an ensemble cast. It's like a horror comedy. People will love it. It's definitely a movie theater movie. So that's coming out. We hope to tour around that as well. And Hellbilly Hollow will come out next after that. And then Andy Gould, producer who did House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects back in the day with Rob Zombie, he asked me to be in a movie because he wants to launch another franchise called Pandemic Sex Party.
Okay.
So Andy wanted to see if I wanted to have a little piece of the action and be in the movie and get killed by this new killer, this mass killer called the Rancher. And I said, the only way I'll do the movie, I don't want to be killed in a movie called Pandemic Sex Party. But if I can be the Rancher, the next big killer like Michael Myers or Jason, and kill all the degenerates because of society going down the tubes, sign me up. And they said, you play a great Rancher, and so I'm the next big killer, the Rancher, coming out, Pandemic Sex Party. So you got to check that out. I think John 5, they're trying to get John 5 to do a song for the movie with me as well. Like I did the song for Scared to Death, called Scared to Death. I wrote that for the movie and perform it. I also, the final scene in Hellbilly Hollow where we do the slow walk away is to our song Doom, which is out on our debut album, And So It Begins. So I wrote that for that movie. And then last but not least, the 4th one that we've shot now that'll be coming out, it's more of a drama, and I play the rock star dad of a up-and-coming pop star girl who has drug addiction, and we're bringing awareness to fentanyl and all the evil drugs that are out there killing our youth and people that are addicted. And we're going to be donating a bunch to Music Cares. We've got a lot of big names in the movie. So I kind of, to the lead, I'm the dad, so I'm kind of the support. And I play the dad who's been through it all and had his own issues and trying to save my daughter. And that's called Relapse.
Huh. Oh, wow. All over. I was going to ask, too, about the, being the musician, having the movies. Seems like the soundtrack is right there. So, I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun to, what the movie is and like the feel and the vibe of it. So even more so you can look and be like, I know exactly how the sound should go as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And they Scared to Death. It's just amazing how it came together with Chris Lord-Alge, and I did all the voices in it. All kinds of crazy stuff. You guys will hear it; it'll blow your mind away. But and then Hellbilly Hollow Doom was a natural for that, and that brings attention to drug addiction as well in its own subtle ways. So, yeah, in the soundtrack for Hellbilly Hollow, it's got a bunch of Kurt Deimer songs, and there's one other band which people around here may know from Indiana, the Y Store. Chris Schaefer and I are good friends, and two of his songs are in the movie. Scared to Death. It's all my songs, and then a rap song my son did called Turtleneck. That Lynn Shay. It's in one of Lynn Shay's scenes, and. Pandemic Sex Party, I will definitely be doing some music for it, and Relapse for sure as well. So yeah, it's a great combo.
Yeah. And you said the son does the song, so you're bringing him along in the music world as well?
He works for my oil company, Starfire, but he has a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun doing some rap back in the day. Yeah. And some of it was very, very funny, and it just fit. And and Chris did some rework, did a little reworking on it, and it's pretty cool. So, and who knows, maybe we'll shoot a music video someday, bring some laughs to people, start the turtleneck movement.
Well, there you go. Kurt threw a lot of different movies there at you. I would imagine if you missed any, you don't want to rewind and get them all. I'm guessing just IMDb.
IMDb, everything. If you go to Kurt, Kurt Deimer, Deimer, just Google my name or go to @Kurt Deimer on Instagram, Facebook, X. My website's kurtdeimer.com. Everything will keep you up to date. YouTube, you can stream our music, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you stream music. We're on our way, and it takes a village, and that's why I'm out here just face to face with all of you and everybody who makes it happen, and with the fans everywhere we play, because we can't play Wembley or Madison Square Garden someday, and I can't put on big theatrical shows or just be that man of the people without all of you spreading the word. So I appreciate that very much, Ryan.
We talked about the new song coming out and the stage performance. For me, we do a lot of concerts here. The stage performance is where it's at.
Yes.
For you, when you are up there on that stage, what are you, or I guess I should say, how are you looking at the crowd and going, okay, I can see what they're feeling, how they're feeling, where to react? Because I talked to a lot of different people, and they all kind of have different methods of keeping that energy and delivering it right based on what the crowd is doing that night.
Yeah, it's no matter whether it's 10 people or 3,000 or 5,000, it's the same. You get the same Kurt Deimer every time. I'm a laid back, chill dude, but when I get on stage, I'm giving you all my energy. I'm hopefully bringing joy, happiness. Oh, I've never heard this band before. I love the vibe, because I really think the music connects with others. There's a song we do every show. Have a Cigar is always big for the fans. Sure. And it blows them away. And then we do a song, What You Saying, where I always honor our military, our veterans, our first responders, and have people not take for granted that we can't do what we do without all these folks around us that are heroes in the world. And then I remind everybody that everybody we've lost in our lives is up above, looking down, wishing they were here. And during What You Saying, I'm telling you, every show, they're waving the lights
Yeah.
on their phones in the air, and we're an opening band. And
Right.
people are on their feet, and it's just we're getting past it a little bit, but we're still at that stage where people are discovering us because of our time slots on these shows. So every time I go out there, I just want to connect with the fans, and I want them to see that I am a real human, that I care about them, I respect them, and I'm going to do a great job for you because you spent money to see who you were coming to see. I may have been a surprise, but then next time I come through town, I want to have that connection with everybody. That's why I go sign and do autographs and pictures with everybody, so we can have a party next time I'm in town, which spreads peace and kindness and goodness, and we just rock out together.
No, I like that. It's kind of what you started with as well, that the positivity of it all.
Right.
And that's
I told my grandma she died during COVID because nobody could visit her, but she lived to be 106. And the week before she died, I was out in Vegas doing a show, and this was early, and I just said, Grandma, it's like I'm like Grandpa. He was a motivational speaker besides his career in the oil business with golf, and they'd go around and tour and do corporate stuff or churches or whatever, and he was a motivational speaker on positivity. And I go, I'm just doing what Grandpa did, but I'm doing it through my music and my art and my movies and rocking out with people and bringing joy to their lives. So
yeah. You said music and art and movies. You do art as well?
No, I'm not. I can't.
Okay.
I'm more referring to the music as an art and the movies as an art, the creating in my brain.
I see all the tattoos. I'm like, maybe you're doing tattoo stuff as well, because I consider that art as well.
That's one thing I can't do. I mean, I'm sure I could probably do something pretty abstract, and maybe it would take off because it's just kind of weird and it's me. But if I had to draw a house, I could draw a box house, but I couldn't put the details and all that. Not my forte.
I feel like with everything you're doing, you already got plenty going on. So,
but we're designing up my own some stuff, which you'll see at kurtdeimer.com. It'll be coming out. I've got my own vodka coming out because I quit drinking beer a few years ago, and Deimer Ultra Premium Vodka. So be looking for that. I've got my own jewelry line coming out because I like rings and chains, and so we'll have that coming out. We've got a lot of cool T-shirts coming out with positive messages on it. My album art, I did a double debut album, because I loved that back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's a gatefold. You can really get to know who we are. It's got like 16 songs on it. It's called And So It Begins, and we have it in collector's edition with the nebula color, and then the black vinyl. It'll be on CDs, cassettes. We have other CDs out. I'm going to give you a collector's edition of And So It Begins. So in all that art, it's all my vision and stuff, but then it's like anything. You do what you do best and get the people around you that can do what they do best, and that's how you succeed, and that's how I've approached life in every way. I read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill as a kid, and that's how I learned how to do all these things that I've done despite my deficiencies.
No, that's the perfect way to do it. Like I am very much the same way when it comes to art. Like I know how I want it to look.
Right.
And I might be able to explain it to people or sometimes poorly explain it to people, but it's like I can see it in my head, and eventually we get there. So you have your artists that you work with do the same thing.
Just how I write our songs most of all come. I've written the lyrics first that pops into my mind. I just wrote 2 the other night across the river. I was staying at Stony Creek on the patio. I just wrote 2 the other night, 2 songs. Then I'll go into my voice memo, give the vibe I want, because I can sing it out or how I want the sound, and then I send it to Marco, who's amazing, or back in the day, Phil X or Ben, and then the music comes together with the vision and the lyrics, and then you have the songs that we've been doing. So
okay, that's well, we're at 30 minutes here, so we're gonna end it at this. I've learned a long time ago that podcasts usually about 30 minutes. But
There's like thank God my song's not over 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Right, yeah, same thing with music. Everyone, I just doing this long enough, you get to know like the timeline of everything, and it's like, all right, we're at the end here, but I'm gonna finish it with that. So that's the interesting. You have the whole band around you. You're doing the lyric part. Are you writing the music as well, or are you just hands-on but having the other guys that you mentioned write the music?
Yeah, no, I'm writing the lyrics that I'll sing, or how I can envision. I hear a guitar or a beat or whatever, and I verbally communicate that to them, and then they play with it and come up with the music.
Cool. It sounds like you got a good team around you.
Yeah, it's amazing process, and Chris does a lot of stuff on the keys and in arranging as well with me. So yeah, whole idea starts with the lyrics, and then we build around that.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, Kurt, man, I appreciate you. Just swinging on in on a Wednesday afternoon.
It's my pleasure. And next time, hopefully, we'll come out. We'll do a little meet and greet at a local record store or two, and hopefully the movie will come out. I can be signing posters, and we'll do a show and just make it a real cool event in all the towns. I want to really hit all over America and go to the smaller towns, because they need music too, just like a big city does.
Oh, yeah.
And all of us matter in this world, and we can't wait to see everybody.
And I think that could be a cool promotion, like do the movie and a concert, like show the movie at the venue and then do the concert.
Yeah, that's what we're working on right now.
All right, yeah. That'd be cool. We're in for that.
And then have it be in one of your local theaters for as long as people want to go see it.
Yep, for sure.
Before it goes to all the digital stuff.
There you go.
So we're working on it right now.
Awesome. Well, Kurt, man, I appreciate again you coming in. He already said where to go, all the socials, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I want to hit it one more time just so they know where to find you.
Yeah, it's Kurt and then Deimer, Deimer, KurtDeimer.com. You'll find all my links there, or just go at Kurt Deimer on all social media platforms. Go to my IMDb page to learn about the movies, and just Google my name, and you'll see a big, rich history, a 3-year history of how hard we've been working to get to where we are. And hopefully you guys join and click follow and become part of the family, and we continue to blow this thing up all over the world and bring peace and love.
Cool. Awesome. I appreciate you coming in, and we'll definitely
thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you.
Keep pushing it out there, and see you back again soon.
Yeah, and I appreciate all of you out there. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Thanks, Ryan.